Hello friends, welcome to my kitchen. First, take about 2.5 pounds or 1.2 kilograms of pork belly. Using paper towels, gently pat the meat dry. Now, using a sharp knife, make shallow cuts across the pork belly, just like you see in the video. Take your time here. These cuts allow the seasoning and garlic to penetrate deeper into the meat, making every bite more flavorful and juicy. Slow, steady movements make the process easier and safer.
Friends, I'd be so happy to hear where you're from. Let me know your city, country, and if
Season the meat with salt. Then add black pepper.
If something is unclear in the recipe, just leave a comment and I'll answer as soon as.
Sprinkle in sweet paprika. And ground coriander. Next, finely chop 3 large cloves of garlic. As you chop, that familiar, comforting aroma fills the kitchen. The smell that always seems to pull people closer, asking what's cooking. Garlic is known for supporting immunity and heart health, and it adds a deep, homely flavor to the dish.
Liking this video would be appreciated. It's a great way.
Take half of the chopped garlic. Rub it into the cuts together with the spices. Use your hands and work gently but thoroughly. Warm hands help the seasoning spread evenly and sink into the meat, ensuring every piece is well flavored. Now turn the meat over. Carefully cut the pork into large portions, but do not cut all the way through. The meat should stay connected at the bottom. This technique keeps the pork juicy while baking and helps it hold its shape. Season this side also with salt. Then add black pepper. Sweet paprika. And ground coriander. Then take the remaining garlic and massage it into the pork. These quiet, repetitive motions are often the most calming part of cooking, moments that bring back memories of learning in the kitchen simply by watching and helping. Next, slice 1 onion into half rings. Onions soften beautifully in the oven, becoming gently sweet and aromatic. They are also rich in antioxidants and support heart health, which makes them a wonderful base for nourishing family meals. Friends, if you enjoy what you see, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for similar recipes in the future. Take half of the onion. Separate it into feathers. Place them carefully between the cuts of the meat. This helps keep the pork moist and adds extra flavor as it bakes. Prepare a baking tray lined with foil. Spread the remaining onion evenly over the foil. This creates a soft, flavorful layer that protects the meat and adds sweetness during baking. Place the seasoned pork on top of the onions. Carefully wrap everything in foil, sealing it well so the juices stay inside. Place the tray in a preheated oven and bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius for 1 hour and 20 minutes. While the meat is baking, let's prepare the mashed potatoes. Place 6 large potatoes into a pot. Cover them with water. Add 1 teaspoon of salt. Cover with a lid and cook until tender. Check the potatoes by piercing one with a knife. If it slides in easily, they're ready. Drain the water completely. Add about 1/4 of a stick or 30 grams of butter to the hot potatoes. Mash them while they're still warm. Warm potatoes absorb butter better and create a smoother, creamier texture. Pour in 1/2 cup or 100 milliliters of milk. Stir gently until smooth. Avoid overmixing to keep the mash light and airy. Finally, chop a small bunch of parsley. It adds freshness, color, and valuable vitamins that support immunity and bone health. Add it to the potatoes. Mix gently and set aside, keeping the mash warm. Now, let's prepare the glaze. Cut 1 orange in half. Squeeze out the juice. Pour it into a saucepan. Add 3 tablespoons of sugar, 30 milliliters of soy sauce, and 1 teaspoon of thyme. Stir everything well. Bring the mixture to a gentle boil and cook for 5 to 7 minutes, stirring occasionally until it thickens slightly. Remove the meat from the oven. Carefully open the foil. Be mindful of the hot steam. Using a brush, generously coat the pork with the orange glaze, making sure it covers all the surfaces. Return the meat to the oven and bake for another 10 minutes at 390 degrees Fahrenheit or 200 degrees Celsius. This final step gives the pork a beautiful color and a glossy, appetizing finish. While the meat finishes baking, slice 2 eggplants into rounds. Take your time and keep the slices even. This helps them cook gently and evenly. Then cut the rounds into long strips, just like we often did in home kitchens, without rushing. Place them in a bowl. Add salt and mix well. Let them rest for 10 minutes. This step removes bitterness and improves texture, a small but important detail. After 10 minutes, gently pat the eggplants dry with paper towels. Heat vegetable oil in a frying pan. Add the eggplants. Fry until golden brown. Frying them slowly allows them to stay soft inside while developing a rich, satisfying flavor. Transfer the eggplants to a bowl. Slice 2 tomatoes into half rings. Take your time with this step. The sound of the knife and the fresh tomato aroma always remind me of calm summer kitchens. Add them to the bowl. Finely chop 1 clove of garlic. Add it to the bowl. Tear mozzarella by hand. Hand-torn cheese keeps a soft, natural texture. Finely chop parsley. added it. Season with half a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Mix gently, allowing all the flavors to come together. Carefully take the meat out of the oven. Now slice the pork gently into portions. The meat is tender, juicy, and beautifully glazed, with deep flavor in every layer. Place a piece onto a warm plate. Add a generous portion of creamy mashed potatoes beside it. Finish the plate with the fresh eggplant salad. This dish is hearty, yet comforting, full of familiar flavors and careful preparation. It's the kind of meal that nourishes the body, calms the mind, and brings everyone together around the table, just like the homemade food many of us grew up with. I truly hope this recipe brings warmth, good memories, and a feeling of care into your home. Thank you for cooking with me today, but don't go just yet. There's another cozy and tasty recipe I'd love to share with you. Begin with about 1.5 pounds or 700 grams of pork carbonate. Slice the meat into even pieces, as demonstrated in the video. This dish starts with simple staples, just pork and a few spices, but it always recreates that special feeling of a slow family dinner where no one is in a hurry. Transfer the pork into a bowl. Add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, stir well so every piece is coated. Cover with plastic wrap. Place it in the refrigerator to marinate for 30 minutes. Now, take 1 onion and slice it into quarters, just like you see in the video. Start with a splash of olive oil in the pan. Place 1/4 stick or 30 grams of butter inside. Let it melt down until it sizzles. Add your onions. Sauté them until they are soft and fragrant. There is something so incredibly comforting about the smell of onions softening in butter. It instantly makes the whole kitchen feel like home. Next, finely dice 1 garlic clove. Add it to your sautéed onions. Mix well. Slice up 2 green chili peppers. Add them to the pan. Stir it again. Then chop 1 red chili pepper. Add it to the rest of the ingredients. Stir and let the vegetables cook for 2 to 3 minutes. While these steps are simple, they are essential for building those deep layers of flavor that make the meal truly stand out. Now, take the seasoned pork out of the fridge, remove the plastic film, carefully place the pork into the pan with your sautéed vegetables. Stir gently. Season with 1 teaspoon of salt. One teaspoon of black pepper. Add 1/2 cup or 120 milliliters of water. Stir well to combine all the ingredients. Place the lid on top. Let it simmer and stew for 30 minutes. Next, pour water into your saucepan. Add 1 cup or 200 grams of rice. Season it with 1 teaspoon of salt. Stir everything well. Cover with a lid. Allow it to cook over low heat until the rice reaches a soft, tender texture. Then cut 1 fresh lime in half. Squeeze the juice from one of the halves. transfer it into a mixing bowl. Repeat this exact step with 1 lemon. I still have vivid memories of my grandmother squeezing lemons by hand. She'd always tell me that a bright splash of citrus is the secret to making any meal feel like a sunny summer afternoon. Finely chop 1 bunch of fresh cilantro. Add the herbs to the bowl. Season with 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, when the rice is ready, pour it right over the citrus and spice mixture. Stir the rice well. Make sure it soaks up all of those incredible tangy flavors. There is something so satisfying about this part, seeing the colors blend and catching that refreshing scent as it all comes together. Then, chop 1/2 a bunch of iceberg lettuce as shown in the video. Place it into a salad bowl. Dice 1 fresh cucumber. Add it to the bowl with the lettuce. Slice 1/2 of a red onion. Toss those in as well. Grate 1 garlic clove using a mini grater. Add the garlic to the mix. Finely chop 1 bunch of fresh parsley. Preparing a garden fresh salad like this always brings back memories of summer gatherings, where the food was as bright and lively as the conversation. Add the parsley to the rest of the ingredients. Next, drizzle 1 tablespoon of wine vinegar over the salad, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, sprinkle in 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Toss everything gently until the vegetables are well mixed. The way the dressing coats those fresh greens takes me right back to childhood afternoons in my mother's kitchen, where I would wait so eagerly for that first refreshing and crunchy bite. Then, check on the pork. Stir it once more. As it nears completion, pour in 3 tablespoons of oyster sauce. Mix well to incorporate the flavors. Dice 1 red bell pepper. Toss it into the pan. Stir it again. Chop up a bunch of green onions. Add them to the mix. Stir everything together one final time. Once the pork is perfectly cooked, take it off the heat. Start by placing a generous portion of the fragrant rice on your plate. Carefully add the tender pork along with those colorful vegetables. Complete the meal with a fresh serving of the crisp garden salad. It is a perfect balance, the warmth of the savory pork meeting the bright citrusy rice, and a cool garden salad. I hope this recipe brings a little extra joy to your home today. Thank you for cooking with me. Until next time, happy cooking!